Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Magamites podcast. It's your boy from the villain. To my left, we got the one and only Toast. What's good, man?
Hey everyone, it's me, Lack. So grateful to be here. Thank you for tuning in today, hanging out with us. Like we always say, if you're watching, you signed a contract. You signed a lease for life and your friend, your family. But just want to apologize in advance. The boy's been feeling a little bit under the weather, so if you hear me coughing, I'm trying my best not to cough in the mic, but it still might pick it up. But I'm trying my best.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Damn. But I think that's everybody, though. I think everyone's starting to have, maybe it's the weather change. Everyone's starting to have that little raspy. I'm like, yo, nah.
Yeah, no, I feel like within the past month, almost every one of my friends gotten sick.
Dang.
And it's like the same type of symptom, like a little sore throat, like scratchy throat.
You know what's funny is are the people that are getting sick did they go to the OU Texas game? Because apparently a lot of people that went there, all of y'all, because Gaps was like, bro, voice, everything, sweats.
Really?
This other shorty, she was telling me, yo, fucking sore throat, allergies, like everyone's getting sick. And apparently everyone that went to the OU game is getting sick.
Huh. I mean, that would make sense. I do try to be really careful when I'm in that kind of environment. Yeah. Where like if I'm about to eat something with my hands, like I'll clean it
or something. Yeah.
But that would make sense though. I don't even know if I caught it from there because I started feeling it like a week later. So maybe it's from the gym or maybe I caught something.
Probably.
Yeah. I saw something today that was like the weights at the gym are like
I saw that
392 times dirtier than the toilet seat.
To the toilet seat,
bro. I'm like,
saw that? It's like, no.
Nah, man.
I was like, stop. I didn't need to know this.
Nah. One of the grossest feeling is like when I see somebody I know at the gym, and they dab me up with like workout gloves on.
Ooh, workout gloves?
Yeah, because I know they don't wash that shit.
Yeah.
It's
how often do you wash it? Yeah.
How often? Like unless it's every day, like it doesn't matter. Like that's so gross to me.
Yeah.
Like every time people dab me up, I run to the bathroom. I wash my hands.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, it's so gross.
It's funny,
to me.
but then you come pick up all the free weights and shit.
Yeah, but it's like I think it's a mental thing.
It's a mental thing.
Nah.
I always thought of that too. I'm like, bro. After I saw that post about how much dirtier it is than the toilet seat, I'm like, bro, and we just be taking that. Everywhere, just tossing it around. I'm like, man, this. How often do people wipe this? Wipe this down?
I feel like with free weights, people never wipe it. Like it's not a normal practice, but like with machines and stuff, people wipe the seat down even when I do it, I'm not doing it like I work there. I'm really just like I'm doing it because like maybe it's like a short like somebody's watching me or like somebody just asked me to use the machine right after me. I just want to make it look like I'm at least trying to be courteous. But the shit I'm wiping, like like you work in the medical field, like you know how to clean something, and that's not how you really clean something.
2 swipes.
Yeah, 2 swipes. Yeah,
keep it pushing.
Yeah,
that's fair. I do try to wipe shit down, but I don't like. Bro, we're not wiping each and every handle.
Right. Like you're not like some like people that, and like it's like I see people trying to, and it's so cute when they try, but they try to wipe down the Stairmasters. So like some people just like run it and then wipe down every step they use.
No way,
bro. That shit. That's honestly good for them. Good on them to try. But bruh, like nah.
That's the steps is crazy because what's funny is I be sweating and that shit definitely is dripping on the steps, but it's like, bro, that sort of stepping the only place it's the bottom of their shoes, and that's unless you're doing some weird like people that be walking up the stairs with their hands and shit. You don't know what type of shit you see in the fucking gym, but like I would wipe down the handlebars of the steps and then the little screen, and then I'm like, yo,
bro, I'll see like the opposite of that too. Motherfuckers that are like just sweating for 45 an hour, and you see like the sweat on like the lip of the thing, and like they're just spinning on the whole screen. And I see them do like the 2 swipe thing, like, and they hop off. I'm like, all right, man. Like, thank you for trying.
Ruin it for the rest of us, why don't you?
Yeah.
But no, that's fair. Yeah, I think everyone, at least most people, are definitely feeling that season change, getting sick, snotty nose, and all that good stuff. Luckily, hasn't hit me yet.
You were sick like a month ago. You had a sore throat.
Was that a month ago? I was about to say there was one time recently, not that far ago, where I had like bad allergies, and I don't even get allergies for any reason.
I remember we had to like cancel.
I did have a sore throat because I have all these like what's it called, lozenges everywhere.
Yeah,
but
maybe it was longer than one. I don't know.
That wasn't as bad as the one time I was thinking where my face was just the congestion.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Oh my goodness, bro! Never felt that. Never want to feel that again. That was way too much.
Nah. Do you ever do like those neti pot, whatever?
What is that?
It's like you put salt and water into a pot, and you put it through one, like you put the water through one nostril and it like drains out the other.
I have not. I've seen. Wasn't there like a thing they made? Like somebody made that probably off of Shark Tank or something, where it's like it actually shoots through and goes the other way. Yeah. That looks so uncomfortable. I don't know if I'll ever do that in my life.
I tried it. It wasn't that bad.
Really?
Yeah. Just don't be breathing the shit in. Just like don't really taking deep breaths when the water's like nah. You're waterboarding yourself.
Drown yourself. They're like, what happened? He shot water straight into his lungs.
How did he drown? I don't know. He was in the sink.
He was shooting water straight into his lungs, bro.
Drowning yourself in the sink.
Yeah,
crazy.
Nah. That seems way too. I've never, maybe except for that one day, but I feel like that one day, even when I was congested like that, doing that would have not have done anything. Because I feel like my sinuses were just all fucked. Like that would literally not get into my sinuses or get anywhere. So yeah, I don't know. Never try. I would never try it. I think I mentioned one time on here though that when we were kids, the parents, our mom had to they just sucked your nose,
bro. Yeah,
to get this.
Yeah, I remember one time my dad was telling me about like when because this was before they had like the little pump thing. He said like when I was younger, like if I got really sick and like really snot, he would literally suck the snot out of my nose and like spat it. I'm like, bro, that's love.
Yeah, that is love.
Yeah, I don't know. That's almost worse than eating ass, bro. That's so weird, bro. Because there's no texture when you eat ass. But you're getting a face full of, like a mouthful of snot.
A mouthful of
like
it.
sick snot.
Spit it out. Yeah. That is, props to them. That's really love. I'll be looking at my youth like, bro, you're struggling there. It looks like you need some help. But I can't. Go ask your mom because I can't.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, no. That's
hooking up a Dyson to his nose, bro.
Dyson is crazy. No, but that's fair. We'll see. I don't think, at least for me, it's already passing. So I'm hoping I don't get any of that new season change kind of thing. Hopefully you feeling better. Leave a like in the comments for the man that's feeling terrible right now.
By the time this comes out, hopefully I'm gonna be feeling
if
great.
You don't, by the time this comes out,
be sick the whole time. Yeah. No.
Big facts, but no. Just rolling into what the boys is bringing out to you today. Something that we might have touched before, something that we might not. Definitely let us know what you guys think in the comments as far as like all the topics that we're bringing out before the bold cards as well. You know, we try to keep it light. Try to keep it light, casual, because most of the time these things get deep, and we're trying to incorporate the third connections card too. So just make sure you guys watching at home that you're keeping up to date. And the best way to do that is with the social medias as well: TikTok, Twitter, IG, YouTube Shorts. Like catch all the stuff, all the ongoing stuff, especially on the IG. Yeah. That's where we're gonna be most up to date. Mm-hmm. But that being said, Toast, today, I feel like man, like you would definitely do this, but what I was gonna ask you was, would you tell her if she's getting too fat? If she's getting too thick past your standards, whatever your standards for too thick is, because again, everybody likes what they like, right? Everybody likes what they like. Would you tell her? Would you let her know? And then I also want to see how for you it would differ if it was like your sibling or parent or somebody compared to your partner.
Oh yeah, before all that, I just want to say, yes, I was talking to someone earlier this week, and they were like, "Oh, so what's the topic for this week? What are you shooting about?" And
really?
Yeah, so and I told him like the topic that we were thinking about shooting or whatever. They were like, "I thought you guys were like a deep podcast. Like, I thought you were talk about deeper stuff. I was like, that's how I know you haven't been listening, because the bowl cards gets way too deep. So if I were talking about deep shit the whole time, it's just gonna be a boring podcast.
This is therapy, hella therapy.
Mm-hmm.
If we're just talking,
which
about
wouldn't be the worst thing, but I don't know if that's the vibe we want to always shoot for.
That is true, and also that'll limit our character so much. I feel like for just like who we are, because again, another thing that we're trying to do is like give our individual perspective.
Yeah,
so I feel like you just when everything is so deep like that, you can't give as much perspective on things.
I mean, or I feel like they could argue like, oh, like when you get that deep, you could give it even more perspective. But even with topics like this, it's a way of getting deep into like the thinking of like how the perspective is with communication and how like it could affect the dynamic of the relationship, and or how comfortable are you with communicating like with your partner.
Exactly.
We just phrase it in a way that's like more fun.
That's easy to capture. But like you said, I would agree and disagree before we were even getting into the topic. We're like right around the topic, but because still it's like quote unquote deep topics like that person said, if they usually tend to lead into one, like you're not going to ask, this isn't a deep topic question by any means. So that's what I meant by like it gives more perspective if we're able to talk about certain things that are maybe considered more deep, such as like what you're longing for life term as far as like children and kids and relationships versus lighthearted questions like this, where it's like on the quick, on the fly, what is it that Lack would think about this, and what is it that
like
I would
like a broader perspective?
Right. Like so many other things that you wouldn't capture. Even like you can sit down and listen to Jordan Peterson talk about like Marxism and so many things on such a deep level, but you're never gonna know what kind of women he likes, or what kind of what kind of pizza he chooses.
I listened to him for so. That's the thing, though. I listened to him for so long, and I'm glad you said that. I listened to a lot of his stuff, and one time he went on Joe Rogan, he was like, "I eat nothing but meat." I'm like, bro, what? Where did this come from? Like, where? Like, exactly, he was like every day a pound of meat. I was like, what the fuck are you like? No, he was like, no seasoning, nothing. I was like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Like, now I'm listening to somebody that like has no taste, has no flavor.
Apparently,
but it's
just another one of those things where it's like he wouldn't have probably talked about that with fucking all the politics and politicians he talks to.
Right.
So
no.
Definitely for perspective. That's why things usually, try to keep it right. Keep everything nice and coastful.
Yeah, but back to the topic.
She's getting too thick.
I tell her.
Getting too fat.
I tell her. No. I tell her because she tell me.
Do you know she would tell you?
I would only date people that tell me. Like I wouldn't be in a relationship with that person if I don't think that person could be more like be honest and truthful with me. Even if she like and it doesn't have to come from a standpoint of like you're getting too fat, that's unattractive. Like she was like I think the people I usually end up with is more like, hey, you're getting out of shape. I still love you.
Yeah. Okay.
Like however much weight you gain, but I just know, like you yourself, you wouldn't like this. Like you wouldn't like this if you were looking at yourself from an outside perspective.
What if I do like this?
Yeah, but like, and that's like. There you go, and then she's gonna have to hold it.
She's gonna have to hold that.
She's gonna have to lift that belly up before she suck it, bro. Like, what are you talking
crazy.
about?
No. I'm very sure if you said that back, she's not holding it. She's like, well, you know what? You are fat, and you do need to lose some weight.
Yeah, and I would honestly, I would love that. I would really appreciate the bluntness and directness, because like I am for fat shaming. If I'm being honest,
okay, yeah,
especially with people I care about. If people that I don't care about, do whatever you want. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, you gain 600 pounds. Eat all the fucking food.
Gain 600.
Like, be sponsored by fucking like Twinkies. Yeah, I don't care. Like, but if you're in my life, I want to maximize your time here and have quality time here,
with
and not
you. Yeah.
So like if you're, and that goes for any vices, not just food. Like if I have a friend that's just diving too deep into alcoholism or whatever drugs it may be, because honestly, food is a drug. Food is pretty addictive, especially in America.
Addictive.
Yeah, right. So I wouldn't care. Like, but But being addicted to food is one of the few things that you can actually like physically see on a person.
Okay, it's physically see.
Yeah, because someone can be addicted to alcohol. Unless they're drunk right in front of you and they're drinking right in front of you, like you don't know. Or like
for the most part, okay. Yeah. You're not able to tell.
Unless their fucking liver is failing and they, they're just jaundiced walking around. Yeah.
Red palms, all this shit.
Yeah. But it's I don't know. But my girl's getting fat. Back to it. I would definitely tell her, but I wouldn't. I would probably like preface it like, hey, like everything's okay. Like you're like, because usually, like you're on top of your fitness. Like you haven't been going to the gym a lot, and you've been kind of binge eating. Like because for her to get that big, there would have to be habitual stuff that like she's picking up that I have to know
that you have to have seen. Yeah,
right.
Especially and that, hopefully the thing too is at this point you guys have been dating, if not in close proximity, if not you're just able to visually see her habits and routines, like you said, to where you're like, okay, I've witnessed, not that you're telling her this, like I've witnessed, but you know that you've seen her eating fucking ice cream every fucking time at bedtime, every day.
Yeah,
and you're just like, bro,
like a pint.
Okay. Yeah,
like a little like, Ben and Jerry. Like every night she's hanging out with Ben and Jerry, bro.
You're like, cool. We're gonna every time we do our little shows and movies at night, maybe let's not eat the entire pint of ice cream.
Yeah.
So,
I love how those pints it says like one serving is like 300 calories, and then like right above it is like 4 servings per pint. Bro, the same thing with the fucking crumble cookies. Oof. When I was first eating crumble cookies, like I was like, a whole cookie is 300 calories, which is not that crazy, but it's a quarter of a cookie is 300 calories.
Because that's what they put on the box, and a full cookie.
Bro.
And they'll be like, fucking.
I'm like, what the fuck are we eating 1,000 calories a cookie for?
But that's how it be though. And also the size of the cookies and all the shit that they put on them. I'm surprised they're not easily 3,000 calories.
It's too much.
It's so much. But they're so good.
Like with insomnia, like it's like good, but it's like a classic good. With like a classic, crumble? Like good and like how a classic cookie should be good. But with crumble, I feel like they try too hard to make it too much.
But insomnia, we're putting ice cream on the cookies now. Like, come on.
You putting ice cream on the cookie? I don't put ice cream on my. You put 2 scoops of ice cream between 2 cookies, bro.
Business of what insomnia cookies is.
Is it?
It's to put ice cream on the damn cookie.
I didn't know that. I've only gotten.
Your big back definitely knew that.
I need to do that. That sounds like something I would enjoy, for sure. No. But it's I don't know, man. But the insomnia is getting kind of fucking pricey.
I've only eaten it honestly this entire year one time, which isn't anything crazy, but it's like I wanted to say I've eaten it more in the past, but I really haven't.
Yeah.
But I know like the twins, like they always went. So every time I think of like cookies and ice cream, I'm always just like, insomnia. So, but I really don't eat it that much. I do, and I was just saying this before we got on. I have been having a sweet tooth and having the milkshakes though. I could do a milkshake any other day of the week, bro.
Jeez.
Cookies and cream, add caramel.
Yeah.
Smooth milkshake.
Have you ever been to Andy's?
Yeah.
Andy's pretty solid.
Andy's pretty often.
Jeez.
I go to Andy's. No. The concretes, yeah.
Oh,
it's so good.
I remember when Dairy Queen first came here.
Never even cared for Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I just like how they do they flip the cup upside down when you order it, and if it falls out, but how often does it fall out?
For you
never.
To get it.
Yeah.
That's as goofy as shit. I think I only saw that one time when I went to South Padre and we got Dairy Queen one time. But no, again, drifting away from the big back activities. You're telling your girl, hey, sit down. I know this isn't you. Getting a little big. Wagwan.
Yeah.
What's the question I want to link to that? It's because and this is obviously getting into specifics, but whenever you get into the topic of having children and like after pregnancy and stuff, a lot of times some women, they go right back. It's a snap, and then some they don't. So let's say you preface her, you're like, cool, whatever. You're getting kind of big, lose some weight, She has a kid, she gains a few pounds, ends up keeping a few pounds, which is like losing baby weight is something else. Supposedly, I wouldn't know, obviously, but losing baby weight apparently very difficult. Either you lose it like that, or it stays and lingers, and it just changes your body like that forever. Granted, I should know the answer to this question, but what you are you putting her on a workout regimen after that, or what do you?
I think I can never force somebody to work out. I can never force somebody to eat clean, especially if I have to live with that person. If they're miserable, my life's gonna be miserable.
Yeah,
you know. So I think we have to like that sit down talk of like, do you want to look how you or get like at least somewhat close to how you used to look? Like I know like your body, you used to put your body through hell.
Yeah,
and, you know, and I mean I don't have a kid, so I can't speak from a perspective of like how grateful I would be for you to birth my kid and went through all that pain and suffering that you did just so I can have him or her,
fair,
you know, the child. So I would it will be up to her. Like if she was just like, I know like some people get like postpartum depression.
Yeah.
So if it's hard for her to lift herself up after that, like we have to address that first, and then the physical stuff comes after. But if she's just like, yeah, this is how I want to be. Like I just want to, you know, I just want to fill up this. I just want to fill up this couch. Like I just want to wear dresses.
I'm tired of wearing all that.
Yeah, fuck the
really
2-piece.
Yeah, fuck the 2-piece.
Nah, only 2-piece I'm getting is Popeyes.
Crazy.
Yeah, but it just depends. But I think at the end of the day, like I value health and I value the ability for someone to bring them like to rebound and really bring themselves back to into a mental space where they want to be healthy, like the best version of themselves. Because now like there's another, like they have to care for the kid too.
Yeah,
like my you know, so and I want her to be there when the kids is growing up, going to college.
That's an excuse. I want her
you know, I don't. So I think my partner that I choose will share those values with me.
Of it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's solid. And yeah, you would hope that the partner that you choose is able to sit down and really be like, okay, I hear you, I get what you're saying, like let's run it. The reason I asked that is because a lot of people find it controlling, especially when you're trying to like introduce your significant other or partner or whatever to like a different lifestyle, which is the whole, at least to me, concept of a relationship is like we're figuring out each other, and then we're also like, by doing that, there's going to be some form of like either one of us conforming to the other person's lifestyle,
right? And to some degree, at the very least,
some degree, whether it's what we're eating, whether it's what we're watching, the like type of humor, like just in general the lifestyles that we're living, we're gonna conform.
Yeah, like if you don't bend, you break. Like that's, you know,
literally.
So, and I think that's a great point to bring up of like finding the common ground, the middle, like common grounds in relationships where you guys are sharing routines or like sharing commonalities in values of in the core values of like whether you prioritize health or you prioritize like fitness or like finances, whatever it may be, at the very least, like try to intertwine your life a little bit to where it eases the pressure of like, am I spending enough time with you, and am I doing enough to like make you feel like I'm a part of your life, like, and it eases off that pressure.
Fair. It definitely does. I would 100% agree. Thinking about the question for myself, I already said, I will definitely let her know if she's gaining a few pounds in a nice way. I feel like there's always a way to go about it that's like, that again can be receptive.
What's the limit? Like 10 pounds? Or if she's just like, oh, I need a brand new wardrobe. Like what is the when do you
wardrobe?
Speak up? Yeah.
How did we get here? Brand new wardrobe is crazy.
When do you speak up?
I think that's a good point, because gaining a few pounds here and there is whatever.
Yeah.
Like everyone,
that's normal.
You should be gaining. Yeah.
Right. Your weight should fluctuate.
Yes, it should fluctuate.
Mine fluctuates a lot though. Fuck.
Limit, like for me to come out and say something, it must have been a lot. Honestly, it's not. You can gain 20 and it's like whatever. 30, 40. When you start going 30, like you've gained 40 pounds in like the last 2 months, I'm like, yo, wagwan, man.
Last 2 months that's quick.
I'm like, wagwan, bro. What's that? Bro, what is going on?
When you guys book
time for me to be like, baby, let's sit down and like, I want to know what's happening.
When you guys if you guys like went on a trip and she's sitting on the plane, she's like, can I have the seatbelt extender? Bro, I didn't even know they made those until very recently.
That's bad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and then until I travel, I think I fly pretty frequently, but I never sat next to somebody that's like that takes up 2 seats. Bro, he sat down.
You don't want to, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't. I felt bad that I was like, man, he needs a 3rd seat. If I'm being honest.
Yo, that's crazy.
Like, man, like there's mansplaining, like there's man spreading and there's just fat spreading, bro. Like where you can't control. Yeah, like you sit down, you melt. That's yeah.
Geez, you're freaking going beyond the confines,
bro. I'm like, bro, if this fucking plane yeets, like he's G-force coming onto me. Yo, he's playing this way, but I was like, how the fuck is he gonna fit the seatbelt?
Yeah,
and then the flight attendant didn't even ask. The flight attendant just brought it.
Oh,
he didn't even ask.
Dog, no. What if he's like, nah, I'm good. She's like,
get off the fucking plane.
She'd be like, what the fuck you talking about? You need this.
I almost didn't feel safe sitting there. Cause like,
my goodness,
bro, if the incident of like the window blowing out on a Boeing
really
plane, and like some people got sucked out.
You're gonna say he would just clock?
Bro, I can hold on them. I can probably hold myself on, but if the weight of him pulling towards the window, nah, I'm not All Might.
You're gone.
No, nope.
That's actually. No, that's genuinely funny. And before y'all want to get into the comments and start being like, "Oh my gosh, fat shaming," like you said, when was the last time someone genuinely got excited for their friend that put on 300 pounds versus losing 300 pounds?
Right.
Like, we know that's not a thing. Like, it is what it is. For some people, it's way more difficult to lose weight.
Yeah,
we've accepted that. But at the end of the day, don't make it seem like you've been back there cheering for your man that just put on 600 pounds. You're not. Right. But if people lose like 50 pounds, everyone's in the comments like, yo, okay, I see you. Like, good shit. Go get your bag, whatever. So, let's just keep that in mind. Like, let's not be oblivious and be like, oh, but you gotta treat everybody. It's like, no,
it's not. And I think like some people argue like, oh, like, in some cultures, like gaining weight or being fat, it's like it's like a good thing, but there's a limit there too.
Yeah, even with that.
Yeah, and like in Vietnam, like you can, if you're built like me, you probably consider like pretty well off. But if you're like 200 pounds, they're gonna look at you weird.
Yeah,
they gonna say something, and I'm like. Obviously, I'm not trying to fat shame somebody directly. Like I don't think I would do that unless it's like someone that, like I think I said earlier, like I'm close to. Mm-hmm. But there's comes like a point in time where like I feel like we as a society should raise more awareness and not make it like so to some type of degrees, and not make it like a positive thing that like, oh, people are gaining weight, like body positivity, this, that. Like we are doing more harm than good in the long run, and like you might make that individual feel great at that time, and when they reading your comment, when they're hearing you say that, but you're not gonna be by their bedside when their fucking heart is failing,
literally,
when they're stroking out. Like you're not gonna be there, like you're not gonna be there to carry them out of bed when they literally can't get up. I was gonna say
when they're doing daily tasks, right? When they're just generally non-functional, where they're just like struggling to like get one leg over the bathtub and in, and right, you're not gonna be there helping them for the most part, unless you're a CRNA or you're somebody. But like most of people that are hyping these people up, like you said, they're not gonna be there.
No, like so I think people need to understand how much weight their words carry, even to people that they don't know, because like all it takes is one positive comment for that person to be like, okay, yeah, I mean, I have some type of supporter. Like, I mean, like, I'm not doing it completely wrong. Like, fuck all these haters. Like, but bro,
fair.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, take a look around. Don't again, there's a degree, there's a limit, of course. Mm-hmm. It's natural for people to gain and lose weight, but just don't become. I'm trying to choose my words carefully too, and not say anything crazy. But yeah, just keep on your toes. At least be able to keep on your toes. If you can't keep on your toes, now you're going to or see them. If you can't do either of those, now we might be considering, hey, we're going a little too far.
Yeah.
But no, unless you have anything else to say about that. Speaking of going far, we're going into the bold cards, which if you've been watching for a minute, you do know what the segment is about. It's about the 3 cards: reflections, perceptions, and connections, which we're going to try to hit all 3 today. Yep. And I think your boy Toast can go ahead and...
We're going to switch it up. We're going to do connection first today. Okay. I think we were doing connections the last few times. So
fair.
Connection first, and that's the white card. Perceptions are yellow, and then reflections the black. Okay. Connection card. What are your thoughts on PDA? What types are appropriate and which are not? That's the first question. Pretty cool question.
Okay.
Second question is, what do you need when you are angry?
What do you need when you're angry?
Yeah.
Both of those.
Yeah.
Again, separate questions, but I definitely like both of them. Thoughts on PDA?
For PDA, I feel like with anything, there are boundaries, and I think it has to be like and I think it's gonna depend on like cultures too, like which part of the world you're in. If you're in France, people are just fucking making out on the street, like they're sucking face all day. Like they're not gonna say, they're not worried about that. But like let's say you're in like a more conservative country like Japan or something, or Korea, like you're not doing that.
Yeah, you're not grabbing ass, bro.
You're not
in the street.
Right. But my thoughts on PDA in general is, don't do something you wouldn't do at the dining table, like around people that you like that you respect.
Okay.
I think like pecking, like kissing is probably it's fine. If you're like not just like making out, like French kissing on the fucking bench and grabbing ass, and like just like dry humping each other. I think like that's fine. Like holding hands, all that is fine. What like the types that are not, or like that are really not, or like the ones where you can tell, like if people weren't looking, they'd be fucking.
They'll be going.
They'd be
going places.
Yeah, like if you're dry humping legs in public, brother, like just I don't know where your financial situation is, where you can't afford a room.
Yeah,
but you gotta figure it out. Get a car. Get in a car with tinted windows.
I was gonna say, which still is technically illegal, but yeah.
Right. I personally don't do PDA.
I was gonna ask if you what level of PDA do you feel like you do if or whenever you are in a relationship?
I mean, the most I've done is probably like made out with somebody at a bar.
Okay.
And like holding hands. I've never done.
Picked her up.
No, that's too much. Pick her up.
I was just asking. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Nah. That's crazy. I'm picking her up. Like I'm fucking. No. That's wild. Nah. No picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I've had sex in public, but not like. Okay. That's. But not. It's not like a. I'm not in front of anybody. Not in front of anybody.
Okay.
What do I need when I am angry? I still don't know. That's why I stay angry for too long. I feel like
because you don't know how to.
Space is good. Space and time, quietness. I think it's all good, but I don't know exactly still, like, because sometimes I'm angry because we're not communicating, so I don't need space. I need communication, and so it's just like I feel like that just depends for me. Because like anger is a feeling, but that feeling is subjective to the situation too.
That is true, yeah. Because depending on what warrants it.
Yeah.
Huh. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, like if someone like slapped my friend in front of me, I don't need space. I need to get back. Like I need to throw hands. Like so it's like it's gonna vary situationally for me.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Take on PDA. I don't mind it like you mentioned, if it's nothing obnoxious, which I feel like with PDA, it's kind of easy to get to whatever obnoxious is. Again, as you mentioned, depending on the culture and like just the environment that you're in. In America, New York, half the people are not going to give a fuck about what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of easy, more lenient. And then, like you said, in more conservative countries, Japan, most places in Asia, actually.
Yeah.
And then Africa, too, because in Cameroon, you don't really do a lot of that in public. There's flirting. There could be, like, open flirting, but, like, nothing, like, physical or anything like that. You're very, even with your partner, you're very, like, barely, for sometimes holding hands, but even then.
Yeah.
Like, it really just depends. So, again, cultural differences. Me personally, I'm trying to think of as far as in the past. Holding hands, maybe kiss and made out in public, like at a what's it called, a club or something,
right?
Like when we're younger, feeling ourselves, whatever. But it's nothing. Like it's like cool. We give a peck, but then like stand on your own. I can stand on my own. Like it's nothing ever really crazy. And I've also never met a partner or had a partner that's wanted PDA like that, because I know for some people that's even, I don't want to say deal breaker, but they're very like not just honeymoon phase, which everyone in the honeymoon phase has like some sort of degree of like, okay, like she's always on your arm kind of thing. But some partners definitely take that like, oh, I need this physical touch.
Yeah.
Like all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to each their own.
I feel like you gotta find common ground with that too. Like when we're in public, like that's the talk you gotta have with your girl or partner or whatever.
Yeah, we're in public,
yeah, like dial it down, just a little bit. Like, you can like you can hug me, like you can like hold my hand, but like don't try to be like if I'm trying to order fucking like Starbucks.
I don't need your leg around me.
Right, looks weird, man.
Yeah, like we can relax.
Look possessive.
So there's that, and obviously the kinds that I don't fancy. I mean, like you said, the ones that are just taking it too far, next level. They're not looking and their drawers are down or something like that. Yeah, we're not doing that. What do I need when I'm angry? For me, in most cases, it is, I mean, again, this should go for everyone really, space. But I think I can't necessarily, there are a lot of times, if I get to the point where I'm angry, because I don't get angry often, at that point, I don't think I even need communication. I think I really do just need you to leave me alone. Yeah. Because it's so rare, and it's already like this, the threshold that I would cross before I get angry is like, there must have been some sort of like us trying to come to common ground, communicating, whatever. Once I get angry, we've lost. We're past that. Yeah. Whoever it's with, whether it's a female, if it's a dude, that point is when we're throwing hands, which doesn't come often. So I think really it is just space, and nothing more. But that doesn't happen often. So
right, yeah. Yes, I think space doesn't necessarily like subside the feeling, but it doesn't keep the resolve. Mm-hmm. Like, because you're gonna have to revisit that at some point
eventually.
So yeah. No. That makes sense. Something I want to bring up before I forget.
What's that?
So, a while ago, my car got hit by hail damage.
Yeah, car got
battered. And so shout out to the boy. Let me borrow the whip for a few days. Yeah. That was blessed, man. I appreciate that a lot.
No worries.
Yeah. But before I gave the whip back, I was cleaning it. Guess what I found this man's whip, son?
What'd you find?
A piece of... This is not even me trying to be stereotypical. A piece of fried chicken. piece of half-eaten fried chicken.
No, my sister's been driving my whip,
bro. She just left in the door.
No shot.
Nah.
Bro, that's why I be telling people. I'm like, yo, y'all drive and leave shit in the car is like even a bottle. Bro. I can't.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Rolling around you're not drinking that 3-day-old water that's like fucking like
you can't.
No, you can't. And the car water is horrible for you. Yeah, no. I found out because I don't even think it was before I even it was the first day I got it because I didn't. one of my fear is like, cause just from like watching, I don't know, like people like give advice when I was younger, is like when rolling water bottles that are rolling around in your car is super dangerous, because if it rolls to the front and under your brake or whatever, like it fucks you. So like I think when I first got your car, the first day I was cleaning it, I just want to make sure like I got everything at least like off the floor. Yeah.
Which is not, it's not like a dirty whip, by the way. I'm making it sound crazy.
No, it wasn't that dirty. No, it wasn't that dirty.
There's no laundry in the back. There's no ball.
No.
There's no clothing, no whatsoever in the back. The whole shit is,
No, just some magnums in the. No, I'm just like.
If I wanted two of those in the console, in the center console.
No, I didn't even look. No, but no. I was like, because I opened the door and I was like, what is that smell coming from the door? I thought it was like gonna be fruit or something. Pulled it out. Piece of thighs.
Probably what's that place called? Wingstop.
Was it Wingstop? No, it was like literally a big. It was like looked like a Popeyes piece, like a KFC piece.
I'm trying to think of the places that should be eating chicken. I don't be. I really, the only chicken I love eating is my own, so that I make.
Oh yeah, that was the teriyaki you made was pretty fire. But yeah, no, that's what I was being to bring up. I was telling Doe about he was dying.
That's nuts. Yeah, can't. When people driving my car, I'm like, bro.
No. That car was fun to drive. Like it's like what surprised me was how low it's at.
It's very low.
Yeah, because I was next to this minivan. I'm like, why the fuck is the minivan? I'm like, bro, what the fuck are we?
It's pretty low.
I had Lauren in the car, and Lauren's like, we were pretty low. I was like, but you feel very connected driving on like the car. Like you feel connected to the road.
Solid, yeah. The whole thing. I think, and I always put my seat to the lowest setting too. So I don't know if you adjusted it, but yeah, I think what's it called? Because it's a GLB, the GL baby, and the GLC. That's one of the main differences is that the ride height I think is only like 2 inches, 2 inches higher off the ground, 2 or 3 maybe, and but the interior is still not that much bigger. And it has and the GLC has a smaller trunk space than the one my little box car has. But
bro, it was so spacious. My mom sat in it and she was like, "It's a big car,
small as fuck."
It looks small. It looks like just a mid-size like SUV from the outside. But you sit in the back. She was like, "What the hell?" She was like kicking her. She's like, "This is roomy in here."
That's bad funny.
Nah, bless. Car was fun.
Say less. Nah, I got you, bro. We're going to go ahead and take it up to the reflections, which has 2 questions as well. What is one positive and one negative trait that most of your peer group have? And then the second question is, do you have those traits? One positive, one negative, most of the group has. So this is something for everybody, like every single person.
That's hard to answer because my friend group is so diverse.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd have to like pick a group and then try to or maybe assimilate a group of just random fellas and be like, oh, all these guys have the same shit.
You want me to just go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. A positive trait that and I think it can be a negative too, is like we can go months and months without talking to each other. But it's both positive and negative. Like the positive is in the sense like when we do pick up, it's like nothing changed and it's like hype. And we do like, you know, when we do see each other, it's always a good time. You know, like the shout out to Masood, Nick, Hannah, all the Jew, you know, everyone that pretty much I met through you. So I'm gonna say that's a negative trait, just because like negative in the sense that like it's almost out of our control that like so busy that we don't always cannot always keep up. But the positive trait is my friends, I feel like, will always show up if I really need them to. Even if they can't be there physically, they'll be there on some level. I feel like I try not to, like, when I'm going through like stuff, I try not to. It's a bad habit, but I tend to like isolate. So I don't always come to my friends for help, but
have to know what's happening.
Yeah, but when I do, it's never been like like a surprise. Like it's always like, oh, I got you. Like let's talk about it or whatever.
Okay. Do you have either of those traits? I mean, I guess the last one you just said.
Yeah, I think I do. I do have both of those traits. Maybe that's why we're all friends. You know, like I'll go months without talking to some people, but like they hit me up, I feel like a sense of urgency to be there.
To be like, yeah,
like I know we haven't talked in a while, but fill me in and we'll go from there. Like we'll handle it the best way we can handle it, or whatever I can offer.
Okay, least. I like that. I was gonna follow up and say, which is kind of similar, if you think about it in the right angle. I would say the positive trait for sure is that I think we're blessed with a friend group that's open-minded for the most part. Like we're very, and I think that comes from the fact that we're all so diverse.
Yeah,
is that we all have like we're very open to, especially just open one to the boundaries that we set for each other.
Yeah,
I think it's easier, at least for us, more so than other friend groups.
Yeah,
to like connect and understand the differences like between us, like our cultures and like where we live and all that kinds of stuff. Like it's just so easy for us to grasp. Like okay. Yeah. I know how to behave myself and respect like his whatever it is that he does and he has going on.
I feel like a part of that comes from is because like most of us are minorities. So like I think so. In our culture, like I feel like it crosses a lot. Like some of the traits, some of the cultural
things to look out for. I think so, but that's definitely one. The open-mindedness in the group for sure.
Right.
Negative traits. Negative traits. That was a really solid one you had there with as far as us going time without even communicating. I'm trying to think of another thing that could maybe fit the group generally.
Yeah.
Nothing that can be generalized.
No. While you think, I'll just dive a little bit deeper into it. I think part of the reason why we can go so long without talking to each other too is like we have so much faith in each other that we're strong-minded individuals and we're like we can get ourselves to pretty much anything. So like it's never like we need to check in often to make sure to know that you're okay. It's like we know you're okay, regardless of are you checking or not, and it's almost like a bad trait
because you're never really sure.
You're not sure. You're just going off of like faith. But
yeah, I like that. I like that point. We're gonna leave that one at that.
Okay.
I like that one a lot. So definitely something that applies to the entire group, and I would say I have both of those. So
cool.
What are we saying for the third card?
Yeah. So very rarely we do. You guys are in for a treat. Very rarely we do 3 cards.
I'm
saying
this
is probably like the second time ever.
Yeah, I think this is the second. Oh no, this is probably the third. The first time was the connections card was whack. It was the exact same as one of the other cards. And then we had one that the connections was decent. So this is our third.
Okay. That first one, I don't know if I can count the first one.
The first one was
it's the same thing. Okay. What is the creepiest thing that a stranger has ever said to you? First question. Have you ever ghosted or stood someone up? Damn.
Funny, we talked about that one.
We have.
Creepiest thing a stranger said. This one's crazy. It is funny because I still know this man and he goes to the gym. Older white guy. I go to the gym, working out. How I already started? Yeah, I think I went there, started working out, was doing whatever, but at the moment I was doing cardio, got off, was about to go do some pull-ups and shit. And then this guy walks up to me. Never seen him before whatsoever. Comes up, big ass smile on his face, shakes my hand, is like, yo, my guy. He's like, you're killing it. He's like, you're killing it, bro. Like, oh, thank you, appreciate it. It is what it is.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah. He's like, you from here? Like, yeah.
Okay.
It's like, well, what about your parents? Dad locked up, or? I'm like, my parents are from here. They're good.
Free.
I'm like, nobody's. I'm like, nobody's locked up. He's like, okay, that's good. What do they do? What do you do? Is it conversation? Just when I tell you, I can't remember the next few things that came out. Like biggest smile on his face. I'm like, who is this fucking guy? And I was like, business, into healthcare.
Yeah.
About to be a doctor. He's like, oh, really? He's like, oh, congrats, that's good. Da, da, da.
So random, but bring it back to this guy. You never met this guy.
Never met this fella before.
Crazy.
Never met this fella before. Came up, asked me if my dad was locked up. I was like, bro,
was he white?
Yeah, it's a white guy. It's an old white guy.
That makes it worse.
And I was just like, who? And I just left it. And I said it again. Funny enough, I still see this dude in the gym. Still runs up to me and gives me a fist bump every time. He's like, yo, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, I hikey don't want to hear this from you, my guy. Yeah. Like, I don't hikey. But like, it's one of those things where his ignorance is obviously immense.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I also saw the zero intention in him trying to actively say that to get a rise out of me. Whether that is the case or not, God only knows. But that's what I'm gonna leave it at. God only knows. Because I was like, that's the craziest thing someone has ever fucking randomly come up to me and said.
Yeah, so much showing rap there. Too
much.
Because literally too much. Because what if you had said, yes, how'd you know? He's like, it's just a cultural thing.
Son,
what is he expecting?
Son, what are you expecting from that answer?
Right. What how do you follow up? And I think that's the issue with people nowadays, that like it's, and I'm just gonna chalk it up, like you said, to him being, it's like he was unintentional with what he was asking and saying.
Complete ignorance.
Yeah, it's just complete ignorance, and you said it, I think, perfectly.
Yeah.
Immense ignorance. And I think maybe he just thought you were cool. Like he just like how your work your work ethic when you're at the gym, and he just wanted to be friends, and he and because he's so ignorant, he doesn't have any common grounds to be your friend.
Which is funny because all you gotta say is,
hello,
you just had to say, hi, how are you? You're killing it.
Yeah.
And you could have left it at that. What
would have been great. Would have been great.
Your dad locked? Your parents locked? What?
Yeah, some people try too hard.
Oh my god.
Sometimes less is more. When you first meeting somebody,
less is always more. Keep that in mind, please, people. Don't be like this guy. But again, like I said, I still see him in the gym. Yeah,
unless you're giving head, more is more.
For a first time, that is not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. No. What was the follow up on that card though?
Oh yeah, follow up. Have you ever been ghosted or stood someone? Have you ever ghosted or stood someone up?
I guess you can go ahead with your creepiest thing.
Okay. I don't know if it's creepy, but I guess it is creepy. Someone asked me to fuck his wife. And
you're running into
and it's not like
the cucks out here. Crazy.
Yeah, it's like literally like he wanted to watch, and I didn't even know they were like married. So, we were. This was that.
Wow, he just comes. The fella came up to you, not even a girl. Did you talk to her beforehand?
It was like kind of like friends of friends.
The people, the couple.
Yeah, which was like what made it weird, like because it was more like at first it was like, I was talking to her. I didn't know.
That's what I was wondering. That if you had at least started some conversation with her, or whatever.
Yeah, so I was just talking to her, and I wasn't talking to him at all. They didn't even act like a couple. So the more the conversation went on, I was like, oh, she's feeling me. But like, yeah, this was like probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh wow.
She was like, I was like, oh, she's feeling me. And then like towards the end of the night, he walked up. Me and her were still talking, and then she was like, oh, this is so and so. It's my husband.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang. Bitch, you talked to me like that the whole time, like for like the last 2.5 hours.
Apparently, she had a reason. Yeah.
And now we were just talking about like going back to like.
Nah, y'all were talking whatever. Like that. Crazy.
And then like now it turns into like now I'm like, I'm meeting your husband. Look, bro, I was flabbergasted. So I wanted to leave. I was like, this is so weird. But it was like he introduced himself like I didn't just talk to his wife for fucking 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And he was like, do you want to come back to like hang out with us?
There's so many things I want to ask. Is she standing there? Like, is he pulling you off to the side?
The whole time. Like, her and I were still sitting like across from each other. He sat like with her. So like, you know me, I'm like, an awkward situation, I literally just want to leave. Like, I literally just want to get up. And I was like, what do I do? And I'm having a conversation with them. So I was like, go back to your, like, I was like, oh, is everyone going? Like,
imagine in his head, he's like, oh, he's freaky.
No,
he
bro.
wants everybody involved.
Bro, I was like, oh, like, are we all like, are we all doing the afters at your place? Like, oh, thank you for the invite.
Crazy.
But I was like, no, I'm pretty tired though. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be there. She was like, no, it's just be us. Or more specifically, it could just be you and her.
And the dude said it like that,
bro. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, huh?
Yeah. How do you inquire more about this?
I was like, huh? Like I literally don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. Okay. I was like, huh? So he was like, yeah. He was casual about it. That's what got me. He was like, yeah, we do this all the time.
I mean, if they do it all the time, there's no reason for him to be shaking in his boots.
Bro, he was like, we go out, and she was like, yeah, we go out and we find like, sometimes it's for him, sometimes it's for me, and yeah, like if it's for him, it's like be me and the girl with him, but it's just for me, depending like he usually just watches.
Oh,
I'm like, brother. Bro, my hands are sweating talking about it because it was like it's bringing me back to that like moment of like I'm just so awkward. So when you're asking me, when I'm trying to dig my way, like find my escape out of the conversation, and like you're digging me deeper,
and they're like only like saying more.
Yeah. So and I was like, at the time, the only thing I knew, what I didn't even know I don't even think I knew the word cuck yet. I was like, but I knew the word swingers. So I was like, oh, so do you guys, I was like, oh, you guys are swingers? She was like, oh, we do that too. I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, I kind of just like talk myself. I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm good.
I'm stuttering.
Bro, I was like, literally, I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm good.
Yo,
I think I'm just going to head home. I'm pretty tired. I just worked all day. But I appreciate the offer.
Appreciate the offer, is crazy.
After that, no more. I was like, I have to.
Yeah,
neither of them were wearing a ring. Like usually that's like what I look at when I talk to a girl. But at that stage, like that, because I think I was 20. I was like early 20s,
like 4 years
ago.
I'm
not really thinking about people like talking to people that are married and stuff.
Oh, that's a creepy situation.
But I remember her being older.
Yeah, it'd only be those couples though. Couples that are, well, I take that back. There's a lot of young couples that are also doing a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah. Which
I can't fathom, but you would imagine that majority of the time, like the swingers and all that stuff would be like older couples.
Yeah.
Usually couples that have kids and they're like, bro, this whole situation is not even fun. Right. That's a creepy situation though. I don't know how I would respond. Definitely not going. And the fact that it's even the dude asking is just putting the salt on it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not one of those people that like can have sex with a dude watching me.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I said that cause no. I'm good on that.
And like people are crazy enough to where like I'm like, what if you change your mind
mid,
and then now I'm fighting you. I'm naked. I'm bricked up fighting you.
He got you most vulnerable,
bro.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, literally. So.
That's tough.
I'm good.
What's the second question on there?
Oh, yeah. Second question. Have you ever ghosted or stood someone up?
I have gotten someone's number and just not texted them back.
Okay.
Or texted them at all.
Do you even count that as ghosting or just not following?
Which depends because, I mean, the scenario I'm thinking about specifically, we had like talked in the place, the lounge or bar or whatever. We had talked, it was cool, but it was one of those things where it it was just great conversation.
Yeah.
We didn't need to see each other after this. She was pretty, but wasn't anything. This is also what's it called? Kind of like the zone that I'm kind of in now, where I'm not really like actively trying to date anyone or searching for somebody. So she was pretty, but I just didn't care. I was like, bro, I have too much going on for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm hanging out. This is great. It's cool. Talk. It's one of those things where you could also tell, like, whatever they want you to ask them for their number, their social, whatever. I asked her for it, but just we didn't right. text her, so we just never talked.
Do you think you asked like almost out of like courtesy, like?
It was definitely out of courtesy.
Yeah.
Like I could tell she was like wanting me to ask her, but again, I wasn't even feeling like that.
Yeah.
Like really like continuing everything. It was just a great conversation and we just talked and then I just left it at that. And then I think even further back, way back in the days of uni. Yeah, when your boy, I was in my head, I was like, your boy's not there yet. Considering himself ugly, I'm like, bro, it is what it is. Any shorty that I could talk to, I was just trying to talk to them, try to get their number. But this one time I caught myself, I was like, what am I doing? I was like, what am I doing, fam? Nah. Text a shorty back and forth, maybe like a day or two, and then just stopped.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, didn't even do anything with her, nothing.
So why do you think you asked yourself, like, why do you think you asked yourself, like, what are you doing? Like you feel like you weren't
in the moment,
like she was out of your league.
In the moment, because in the moment I was so like self-conscious about how I looked.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because I think this is after. Who did I like date at the time? I had one relationship that barely lasted any, and she was kind of pretty, and I was like, if I can get that, she's not that pretty. I was like, bro, you're hella thirsty right now. Just stop, literally. Damn. And I just cut it. I was like, bro, it's one of those things where I got into it, and I was like, yeah, no, cut it, because there's no reason for you to be doing this.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was just that. Those are the only times I've ghosted someone, I think. Because other than that, I would just tell. I think we talked about this before. I'd rather tell them upfront, and just be like, you know what, this is cool, but nah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not into it. I'm just not into you. Whatever the case may be, I'll say it in a nice way. But that's how it end. Very rarely is it just like ghosting, like talking, and then just.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. What about you? Ghosting people?
If we're using that scenario, then yeah, I have. Like, I guess secondly, like, gotten people's numbers and just didn't reply, or text back the next day, because I sobered up and I went on Instagram and I saw like the beer goggles came off and I was like, damn, what were you doing? Who was this the one? So I've definitely done that. But as far as like talking to somebody and then just like straight up just like stop replying out of the blue without like some type of explanation or reasoning, I haven't done that. And I just because like I know how it feels when it's done to me, so like I'm not cowardice enough to where like I can't speak my feelings before I let you go.
Before you be like, yo, nah.
Right. And if we got to at least the talking stage, like you matter somewhat. Like you're somewhat
you
valid.
matter somewhat. Nobody wants to hear that. But
well, but it's facts. Yeah, you matter somewhat. You matter enough to me to be like, hey,
to give you closure.
Yeah, to give you closure and give you like my perspective and not just like leave you like wondering like what happened, what did I do wrong? Maybe most of the time it's not even the person, it's just me. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
So if I can let that person know, and at the very least, like I won't be wondering about it later on. Like I said, my piece, whether she replies or not, up to her. Like I don't care for the reply at that point.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. We can respect it. Yeah. That being said, leave a comment if you've been ghosting people out here. If you're one of the ghosters or the ghosties, leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think as well, as far as the creepiest thing that people be saying out here, because I tell you, I'm sure there are way more stories out there that are creepier than these. I've definitely heard some shit listening to a few other podcasts and stuff. The things people say, bro, I'm just not surprised at the human race anymore about the amount of things that can be said and done. Yeah, like sometimes some people just do stuff. I'm like, bro, this is not. No. But yeah, again, thank you guys for coming to hang out. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, especially on the YouTube. That's where the main long forum's been coming out. But still subscribe, follow up with the social medias, the Instagrams. Make sure you're hitting the 5-star reviews off the Spotify, the Apple Podcasts, and then of course checking out the TikToks as well if you're not catching all the reels and shorts on the IG. But that being said, it's been your boy. We got Pengu, Penguis, and Penne. Actually got her name. Penne like the pasta. Penne like the pasta out here with the boys gang. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. So make sure you take it easy. Peace.